Hello everyone and welcome to my Coronation Street 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. RHOBH star's daughter reflects on brilliant life after rehab. Delilah Belle Hamlin, daughter of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, star Lisa Rinna and actor Harry Hamlin, is sharing how her life has improved since her rehab stint in 2018. The successful model was a guest on her parents' podcast, Let's Not Talk About the Husband, on July 4, and revealed, "I love being sober." She added, "I feel so pick-me when I'm sober, but whatever." It's been 7 years since Hamlin sought treatment in a rehab facility, and she's so grateful for having made that choice. "It was the best decision of my life," she shared. Hamlin, 27, also expressed gratitude for having the resources to get the help she needed. "I'm so lucky that you guys could afford it at the time and helped me through it," she told her father. "I love it." According to Hamlin, entering into rehabilitation treatment was less about addiction and more about her mental wellness. "It was more so I just felt so out of control of my own emotions," she said. "I was so depressed, I was so anxious." The model expressed that she felt she needed intense therapy to deal with her feelings. Hamlin recalled how she broached the subject with her parents. "I called you guys one day like, 'Hey, I think I need to go to rehab. I'm not quite sure what that is.'" Hamlin was signed to Elite Model Management when she was just 16 years old, and her modeling career has kept her busy over the years. She has graced the pages of Vogue, strutted the runway for designers like Dolce & Gabbana, and appeared in campaigns for Skims and Michael Kors. But modeling is not her only talent. In 2023, Hamlin debuted her single, "Nothing Lasts Forever," a song close to her heart. "It represents my long-standing desire to pursue music despite my fears and recent health struggles," she shared on Instagram. Hamlin has also branched out into acting, appearing in 2 Lifetime original movies, How She Caught a Killer and Mommy Meanest, the latter of which starred her mom. Acting was something Hamlin didn't think was in the cards for her, but she wanted to give it a try. "I just feel like when opportunities present themselves, why not take them?" she told People. "Why not enjoy?" The hills of Beverly had never looked brighter to 24-year-old Eloise Vanderpump, daughter of the beloved Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Lisa Vanderpump. After completing a year-long stay at a discreet but elite rehabilitation center in Switzerland, Eloise has returned with a new lease on life and the poise and purpose of someone twice her age. Once known for her rebellious spirit, Eloise now commands attention for a very different reason: her radiant clarity. Sitting on a white chaise lounge in the Rose Garden at Villa Rosa, Eloise sipped a lavender matcha and glanced down at the tiny diamond L-shaped charm around her neck, Lisa's initial, gifted to her upon her return. "I finally understand who I am without all the noise," she said, sunlight flickering through her honey blonde hair. "It's funny how we try so hard to be someone else in this town, when the real power is in being yourself." Eloise's road to this moment wasn't gilded in pink diamonds and rosé. As the youngest of Lisa's children, adopted from a distant cousin in the UK who could no longer care for her, Eloise had always felt like she was tiptoeing on the edge of the Vanderpump fairy tale. As a teen, she experimented heavily with LA's wildest party scenes, rooftop clubs at 16, run-ins with paparazzi at 17, and a DUI at 19 that led to a tabloid frenzy. "I felt like I had to be outrageous to be noticed," she confessed. "But what I was really doing was screaming for help in stilettos." When Lisa staged an intervention in early 2024, complete with pink macarons, crying swans, and the unwavering gaze of Ken Todd, it marked a turning point. "I remember Mom clutching my hand, not as a reality star, but as a mother," Eloise shared. She said, "Darling, you are brilliant, but you are burning out. Come back before your flame goes out forever." That's when I said yes to rehab. Her destination was Les Arbres, a recovery retreat nestled in the Swiss Alps. No press, no cameras, no name dropping, just therapy, nature, silence, and accountability. For the first 3 weeks, I wasn't even allowed my phone. I journaled for the first time since middle school. I hiked. I cried. I screamed into pillows. And then one day I laughed, really laughed, and I knew I was starting to come back to myself. Credits equine therapy and a spiritual advisor named Sabine, who taught her to meditate using lavender and salt crystals. It sounds very RHOBH, she said with a giggle, but it changed my life. I used to chase after people who didn't value me. Now I chase peace. Lisa visited only once during the rehab stay, per Eloise's wishes, but sent weekly letters, often scented with her signature rose perfume. She wrote about the garden, about her rescue dogs, about Vanderpump Rules drama. Eloise smiled. Even in rehab, I couldn't escape Bravo. Since returning home in late spring, Eloise has launched a podcast titled Brilliant Actually, where she candidly discusses sobriety, fame, and finding light after darkness. Her first guest? Auntie Kyle Richards, who praised her raw honesty and unfiltered soul. Even Garcelle Beauvais called in to say, "You're not just Lisa's daughter anymore, honey, you're your own damn queen." Though still carving her path, Eloise has already inked a book deal for a memoir, The Other Side of Pink, set to release in early 2026. The pages, she says, won't shy away from the darkness. It's not going to be a glamorized tale of rehab with vegan lats and mountain spas, she said. I'm writing about the panic attacks, the relapses, the way I pushed people away, and the beauty of being allowed to come back. At a recent Vanderpump Dogs fundraiser, Eloise stunned onlookers in a sleek white jumpsuit, her mother proudly at her side. When asked by a reporter what it felt like to be a Vanderpump in full bloom, she replied without hesitation, "It feels like freedom, and it smells like roses." Behind the scenes, Lisa has kept a loving but respectful distance, allowing Eloise to navigate her post-rehab life without a spotlight on every move. She's earned her recovery. She doesn't need me to stage it for television. Lisa said in a recent interview, "I just want her happy, whole, and healed." There are whispers that Eloise may even join the next season of Real Housewives in some capacity. A few cameos, a brunch scene or two, maybe even a mother-daughter confessional. "I'm open to it," Eloise teased, "but only if I can bring my salt crystals and maybe stage a healing circle at Dorot's." Even Andy Cohen seemed smitten. On Watch What Happens Live, he described Eloise as a phoenix with perfect contour. Rumors swirled that Bravo had quietly floated the idea of RHOBH, the next generation, with Eloise as a breakout star. She smiled when asked, "I'm not chasing fame, but if I can turn my past into power for someone else going through it, then I'm all in." For now, she's taking things slowly, volunteering at a youth center in East LA, mentoring young women in recovery, and spending long afternoons gardening with Lisa. There's something magical about digging in the dirt after years of burying your truth, Eloise said. "I used to think sparkle was everything. Now I know brilliance comes from within." As the sun began to dip over Villa Rosa, casting gold across the manicured lawns and koi pond, Eloise leaned back and closed her eyes. Her journey from chaos to clarity wasn't wrapped in reality TV glitz. It was carved from resilience. She opened her eyes and smiled. "I'm not who I was. I'm better. I'm real. And I'm just getting started."